Hey there, friend. Welcome to Soulvine. Thinking of you. As always, we do have the full moon eclipse coming up in Pisces. So this is like a 2 year stint of release, letting go of something pretty powerful here, Pisces. I am going to dive in. I want to get you something powerful to work with here for yourself right now when it comes to what you may need to consider, awaken, release. So I'm going to get the first thing here, something... I'm going to pull 3 cards. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull 3 cards right now. And I'm going to just put them to the side. Well, this one came out straight away. Violent Flame. That is like the flame that provides great protection, that transmutes all things and energy that needs to be released. So really interesting that's come up. I didn't want to do it that way. I'm just going to take 1 card is what I'm going to do here for you. Okay, it's given us 2 and I'm going to pop them here. I'm going to see towards the end what Spirit wants to come on in. I'm also going to gain a piece of advice on a question you may have, and I'm going to put this to the side as well for you. I haven't seen what that is. I'm going to flip it over. Okay. And I'm going to get an energy of something that you also need to look at and consider stepping in. So this is the Creator deck. And again, I'm going to put this to the side here for you. And I'm going to look at these towards the end and how this supports the overall narrative and story. So let's see what also Pisces is, the guidance of what to step into. I'm going to give you this right now, but I'm still going to put another one because this is the message they wanted you to see now, which is prosperities, sisters, happiness, and joy. So if you're really wanting to expand and open up certain things in your life right now, Pisces, it is letting you know that happiness and joy, the energy of that is a key component, okay? So, oh my goodness, wow. There's like messages that want to come left, right, and center. Follow through is another one that's coming on in. The sacred flow of yes. Okay, so these 2 are here. I'm gonna leave them there, and then at the end we're gonna jump into it. So let's get into your reading, and let's unpack what it is that you need to know right now, Pisces, based on the current energies as we're stepping into this full moon eclipse for our Pisces current energy. Thank you, Spirit. If we haven't met, I'm Jamie. Awesome to connect with you. Feel welcome to like and subscribe if you feel called to stay connected. It's been wonderful seeing you guys of late. I'm back in the mix, back home. What does our Pisces need to know? Current energies. There we go. 3 of Pentacles. So there is something here that you could be working with others right now, Pisces, or something that you may need to or are leading the way on something here. This could be around work. This could be around a project. This could be around something that you're wanting to build upon right now. And I just feel like you're taking charge in this situation. That's how this is coming across. What's crossing this is the Ace of Pentacles. Now, just because something's crossing it doesn't mean it's problematic, okay? What this is about is some new beginning. Interestingly, we have another pentacle energy. So when we have 3 of Pentacles and then Ace of Pentacles is showing up, there's been like, there's either 2 things happening. You're preparing and building something and waiting for the opportunity to come on in. Naturally, you know, I think when you get involved in something or go towards something, I think there's a part of you where you're a strong leader, okay? There's something that you possess that is just so innate that it just comes naturally, right? I feel like there's something here that's really powerful that you know when you're in it, when you're in the flow of it, where it said follow through. That's when you see things that just work and flow. It's because that's what you're doing. You're in sync of something that's very powerful and prominent to you as a person, your gifts, your skills, your talents. And there's something about that that I feel is really either being focused on or asking you to look at right now. Because what's challenging this, what's crossing this right now and coming into this season for you, it's about what's next, the gift of what's next. So I feel this work, you're waiting to see the payoff here. You're waiting to see potentially an offer. You're waiting to, there's something here about a waiting element that I feel is very relevant, but it's coming off the back of what you're working on or what you're focused on, or perhaps what you are being led to start doing or being a part of something here. I feel like this is not about, I feel this is, put it this way, I feel this is about you putting, bringing your seat to the table, but also the table is your table, right? There's something very important about that. So I do feel new opportunities are coming in, but right now there's a little bit more work that perhaps you need to do, or that there's a timing factor. Let's have a look at what's influencing this for you. Nine of Cups, and this is exactly right. Being connected to the things that fulfill you, being connected to the things that give you joy, being connected to the things that bring you happiness, but only you know what they are, okay? And I think too, if someone asks you a question, what gets you excited, what brings you that joy, what are the things that you like doing that lift that energy and get you into that space, that's something that's really important to focus on. So I feel this energy right now. You've got the Pentacles right now, and then you've got the Cups energy. So there's something that wants to present itself, or the work that you're doing, I feel, will present this opportunity that you're seeking. It hasn't fully landed yet. That's what it feels like. But the more that you step into this energy, I feel that's where it's all going to come together and where it's going to pay off. Let's have a look at the past, how this may be impacting you. Queen of Cups energy. I don't read reversals if you are new here, just to let you know. I do acknowledge when they come out in reverse. So for me, connecting into the energy is what I do intuitively, the messages that come through. What I'm sensing here, there was a point in time where I feel to manage things, you potentially had to, really draw in your energy and pull back your emotions towards something. I think there was also a point in time where you gave so much that, it was kind of like, the way I'm seeing it is, in those sometimes those movies, I'll say movies, maybe, it's a witch thing too, I don't know. But when you kind of, this is a visual it's given me, where you cut your hand to prove and put your blood into something, right? To go, this is my proof, this is where I'm going to give, and I'm committed. But it got to a point of and exactly what this represents, of self-sacrificing to a degree that it just wasn't supporting you. It's like you had to keep proving yourself around something. And I feel like you're recognizing now you don't need to do that anymore. Or perhaps, someone made you feel like you had to keep proving yourself through, the compassionate parts of you, how you show up, being, tender in your approach, in your heart, and just, I don't know if you call it overcaring, but it was self-detrimental, and I think there's something here that you've learnt about that, and that you've come out the other side a lot stronger, a lot more poised and connected to your own energy and what you're willing to give in situations, in the headspace, you do have the Page of Swords. I feel like there's something that you're still trying to understand or trying to gain for something to be revealed. Share more on this Page of Swords, thank you. Five of Pentacles. So there's something that's still in question here for you. It could be financial. When is this going to come through? What are the other things that I need to do to be seen, to be rewarded, to be acknowledged? Could be part of it. So maybe some of you are applying for work, applying for jobs. Maybe some of you are, trying to seek clients. Maybe some of you have acknowledged or understanding that someone has significantly withdrawn from a situation or have challenged your position in something. I feel like there's a little back and forth here on a mental note of, it's like you're asking yourself questions, trying to uncover something, trying to get a bit more layers on understanding something that is either not showing up right now or is not giving life to it in the way that you're used to. I don't know. I feel like you play it over. That's what this feels like on a mental note. You're playing something over, but it's like something about information that either you're not getting or you're not receiving or trying to understand and decipher it yourself around something. And maybe you're trying to figure out a bit of a money story right now or something around your finances. But it could also be too, because you do have the Nine of Cups here, this could also be too about what you value, and you're trying to understand maybe more about yourself. What actually does light you up? What are the things that you enjoy doing that adds value versus taking it away? So I feel like that could be also a key part here. It just seems like there's lots of different things that you're running through your mind right now on how to shift something in your vortex around either some form of work and financial gain or around an achievement in something around something to do with someone and energy, why they don't give, why they only take, there's a lot of questions here, why the loss around something. I think you're trying to understand things more, but you're aligning it with a sense of loss or a sense of not enough, or a sense of worth. There's a bit of a narrative and story, and maybe this is what you're clearing out. What's coming up next that Pisces needs to be aware of? Seven of Swords. Okay. One more for the Seven of Swords. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, it's given us more. So 10 of Wands, you're taking on some pressure, and the 8 of Cups. So 7 of Swords with the 10 of Wands and the 8 of Cups. So when I'm connecting into this energy, what's really interesting and happening here with this, it seems like, again, you're trying to understand someone's motives, behaviors, like you're feeling the pressure of something here right now. I feel the way this is coming across is this is still not understood fully, and I think you're trying to understand why. Why has someone done something, or what are they going to do next? There seems to be a very strong focus on something or someone else here right now for some of you. What I'm recognizing, where there has been, if there's been over the last 2 years, a very significant shift around trust or around the behaviors of someone, and the calculated ways of trying to make things difficult, that's put a lot of pressure on you. I feel like you're finally being able to move away from this. What I also gather for some of you that are really working on something, quite powerfully for yourself, getting into alignment of who you are, in a sense of the things that you want to do and the things that actually make you happy and the people that you're around. I do know some of you, make comments of, you can feel good things coming, but you also know you need to get away from certain things or away from certain people to support that. What I'm recognizing here is that amongst this, there just seems to be so much pressure here, and I feel like you're really trying to see something It's like you're really trying to see something. Maybe it's in this season with, you know, the current people in life. It's like you're trying to understand certain something that someone is doing. But I also feel you're putting added pressure on yourself, but it does seem to be like an old energy or an old narrative that still is showing up in your life today. But I feel like this has given you an opportunity to fully step away from it, because I don't think you're ever going to, unfortunately, but understandably, understand the reason or the reasonings behind other people's actions, or why they do what they do, or why they don't do the right thing, or why they've chosen the course of action they've chosen, right? This seems to have been a bit of a story in your life for some time. Not a story you've made up, a story like an experience that you've been through. And I feel like this is a big part of acknowledging perhaps some sense of loss, or acknowledging your own sense of worth at the same time, and perhaps rewriting part of this story. And a big part of that is letting go of the pressures you're putting on yourself to try and understand the why, you know. I just feel I just feel you're never going to fully understand the why, if that makes sense. I think sometimes people do what they do and they don't even know why they do what they do, right? In terms of your power in the situation, you do have the Knight of Cups. So this is wonderful, because what it's also telling us, and I wanted to get one more card, you've also got the Queen of Pentacles. So when we've got the Queen of Pentacles sitting here with the Knight of Cups, it's letting us know, if you, for some of you who are looking for work, I feel like keep putting yourself out there, keep showing up in your strength, in your, you know, I'm getting the word solidarity, interestingly. So there's something that you know you do well, that you know, like I said, that when you work on it, you shine, okay? And when you work on it and you lead and you do your thing, it feels like you're waiting for this opportunity or this thing to show up for you and present itself, this new beginning that you're seeking. And I feel like it's coming. I really feel like it's coming, but I don't feel you need to get crafty in it. I just feel do you and shine as you, and that will support what you need, okay? Whatever you've been through in the past, where someone hasn't valued you, where someone hasn't, you know, appreciated you, where someone has challenged you to a degree that's made you question yourself, I feel like this is really going to release at this period of time in your life, Pisces. I feel this has been, like I said, a bit of a cycle that, you know, even in your strength, you sometimes come back to, like, trying to understand why. Maybe you're trying to understand yourself more on how to position yourself in this next phase or series of life, you know. I think there's a big part here of wanting to trust again. And importantly, it's about trusting in yourself. Let's see what's going on around you that we need to be aware of. The world energy. I'm getting a very strong sense here. Something is opening up. That's what this feels like. Something's opening up for you. I think right now, the sense of this is that you can, if you're wanting to start something new, if you're wanting to expand, you know, maybe dabble into something, start a side hustle, you know, put yourself out there. I feel the more that you do that and get into that without thinking too hard about it, that's when you're going to start seeing these things open up. There's something naturally that's just going to present itself. But that natural thing that's going to present itself is off the back of the work that you are doing right now. So there's some seed that I feel that you're planting or have planted, and perhaps you're working on it again, or entering, you know, or remembering something that you've always wanted to do, or you're getting onto some project. Yeah, I just feel like that. I just keep seeing something being presented to you, like an offer coming on in, okay? So if that's something that you're waiting on, or waiting to hear from someone, or waiting to be part of a group, or explore something. Some of you could be traveling. I'm getting a sense some of you could have been thinking about traveling in a group. Maybe some of you who are, who have retired or are seeking a new group of, friends or networks to explore with, to travel with. I feel like this is also a potential opportunity for you, especially if you've been thinking a little bit too hard about it or how you need to manage it or whatever else. I feel like there's opportunity there for that as well. But a big part is there's just something about remembering who you are and what you bring to people as well. There's something special about you, Pisces, when you're connected with people and the energy you put into that and how it motivates and drives other people to also being seen. Hopes and fears. You do have the Page of Wands. So again, good news, or hoping on good news. And this is the leap. This is the leap. This is the jump. This is the movement forward of when this news does come through, right? And I think that's part of what you're waiting for. Like, are we going? Are we heading this way? Maybe you're waiting on someone and you're wondering what are they up to? When are we going to get there? And then when it comes to the outcome, you have the King of Cups. Oh, I like that for you, Pisces. Let's see what else we need to know about this King of Cups energy. Ten of Swords, the High Priestess. I'm getting a couple of narratives here, so I want to see a little bit more on this Ten of Swords energy. I am going to get another deck. Okay. I feel like some of you are worried about how someone feels about something here. Or there's a question of someone's care, love, support, presentation of something here. What I'm also getting, though, is that with this news coming through, with this opportunity coming through, I feel like there's the acknowledgement of what needs to be done, what needs to be closed out is finally releasing, okay? And a part of this release is the difficult times are over. And I feel a big part of it is that whatever you've been holding onto, whatever you're trusting into, whatever you're envisioning or feeling right now, even sometimes in the unknown, even in, trying to understand where the energy is sitting, there is something here about the moon and your energy. This is kind of W, Pisces, but having the moon energy here is also wanting to feel into your intuition, to not ignore that, okay? Because I think that's very important. But whatever's coming on in, the Seven of Pentacles is a reminder that where you put your time and energy, that's what grows, okay? What you invest in is what grows. So I think that's going to be something very relevant here. What I'm going to further do is now step into the energies that need to also be considered here as part of this, okay? Because there is a message that further wants to support this towards the outcome, okay? So mediumship and prayers. Further, there seems to be a lot of pressure right now. The first thing that's coming through, which is really interesting for some of you, I don't know if you've had a pet pass away recently, but there's something about a pet that's coming on in. I know that may seem a bit random, but there's something about a pet for some of you. I don't know if there's some acknowledgement here or some warmth here or something that you've been wondering about or thinking about regarding a pet. The other thing that I think that's really important, if some of you have had someone who has passed, because this is mediumship, so that's connecting to the other side, and you've been praying, it's also letting you know that your prayers are being heard, okay? And sometimes you may get signs, but this could also be, if you've been wanting to connect in and wanting to connect with someone. Yeah, I just feel like you're being heard right now, okay? If that's where you're going for support, or you've been thinking about a person who's passed, or for those who are kind of sitting in between the place of, on earth and shifting over, I feel like, there's something about your prayers are being heard. I hope that makes sense for you. If you had a question, Pisces, this is saying relationship. Your primary relationship is with yourself and God, and every other relationship follows from there. To attract, heal, or balance a relationship, then snuggle more closely with your loving Creator. As you feel safe and loved within, so shall your other relationships bloom and prosper. And as I said, I can sense here there is something about a relationship or a situation. It doesn't necessarily need to be romantic, but whatever relationship where you have felt undervalued, not appreciated, betrayed, cheated on, whatever that is, and it's carried the pressure on a lot of things. It could even be a sense of loss of some kind. I'm getting a sense here that there's someone here, and this is going to be very specific. There just seems to be someone here that has passed over, that I feel is trying to connect in right now. I don't know if you've been trying to connect with them. I feel like I can't breathe when connecting to this energy, so I don't know. I don't know if you were with them for their last breath, or there was something about there's something about their breath. So I'm not getting a tight chest, so to speak. Maybe they had emphysema. I don't know. It doesn't feel like it's just I can't breathe. So there's something about breath that's important here. I mean, obviously, at some point we all have our last breath, but I'm not feeling pain like heart attack or anything like that. But what okay. So I don't know who needed to hear that, but whoever it is feels acknowledged and has moved away from the energy. So it's obviously been someone that you've been thinking about, talking about, and they really wanted to let you know they are hearing you. So that's a very special, important side message for somebody here, okay? And you'll know if it's you. I'd love to hear in the comments below, around that. So importantly, relationship, for some of you, again, whatever this relationship is about, it's coming back to yourself and remembering what other people have done or what they do is a reflection of them. I feel like you've been carrying some burden here, and I feel like this is also part of the release and the letting go. Remembering you are loved, you are love, and even though sometimes things come to an end and maybe sometimes you're still unsure of what to do, where to go next, I feel like, again, it's coming back to where you invest, that's what grows. And that's really important to remember that right now for yourself. In terms of what to focus on here, shift the way to new potential, number 29, and then balance, which is number 14, is coming on through. This is interesting because we do have relationship as well that's showing up here. So for some of you, again, where you're not feeling valued, you're not feeling appreciated, and you know, maybe you keep pushing it to the side, there's something here about, you know, stepping into and remembering the things that also bring you joy and bring you into a place of strength. And I just feel if you've been shut down or feel like you just haven't had the courage to do what you need to do, whatever you've been working on, the ideas of working on something or going towards something, I feel like this is really important right now for you. That as change is being asked of you, the courage to step into something new. Again, maybe it's a higher job, maybe it's in a new group, trying something different, getting outside your comfort zone, something that you want to explore or experience. It's asking you, you know, hey, we're here for it, so let's go. And then the other thing that you have here is imbalance. So this is also saying you don't need to have everything figured out, Pisces, okay? I think that's another important factor here. You don't need everything figured out. But what the imbalance energy is, that to me is Libran energy. We do have Libran season coming in shortly. So, you know, as part of that too, I think that could be, if you are in a relationship that does need to end, or you choose for it to end, or you choose to move on, or you upgrading that connection, there's something here about it shifting and coming into harmony or balance. I also feel too that, again, there's something about recognizing your worth and what you're capable of and what you want to do. But I feel wherever you're stepping into next, whether it's around a career, a project, exploring something, I feel like when you shift into that place of, it's kind of like a higher level of something. That's what it feels like. That's where I feel naturally you're going to come into a new place of harmony and balance. And I feel like that's going to evolve and expand. I'm just getting Libran season. So as we get into October is what it feels like here. So I'm just going to get you a couple of final messages on anything else we need to know about this situation and how to best support you through this period of time. What else do we need to know for our Pisces? Okay, you've got action. No doubt, you know, it is asking, I feel some of you have got confirmation here, Pisces, that needed confirmation. Are you on the right path? Are you doing the right thing? I feel like this is further confirmation to let you know, keep moving forward, shift what you need to shift, explore what you need to explore. There's no better time than now, you know. And I feel like stepping through the fear, the worry, you can't change the past, but what you can do is take what you've learned with you and make better informed decisions based on experience. But also the fear versus, you know, pushing through that, what the difference can become. Okay, because something's asking you to really take action, move forward here. You know, it's not necessarily a straight line, but I feel like, you know, it's about stepping into the light and being seen here. And then you've also got strategy. So this is number 3. This is also 3 of Pentacles. There is something about the creation, the doing, the figuring it out. But I like a big part is the action. Okay, so I just don't feel you need to have it all figured out right now. I think you keep playing with it, keep working with it, keep finding ways to expand something here right now for yourself. And finally, you've got a woman holding a coin, which we have over here. You have walking away and adjacent possibilities. So some of you may have moved on from something around the home space, from something around your work, or something that just didn't feel connected and true to where you're meant to be or what you're meant to be doing. And I feel the walking away energy is something very powerful here. It's also a number 9. This feels like you're stepping into a place of joy. You may not know what's next, and that's okay. But what's wonderful about it is that there are so many different doors that I feel will open, and you'll have an array of opportunity to explore and to be a part of. I think, again, a key piece here is not underestimating yourself, but also how you are truly valued by people that are paying attention, honest attention, people who are present, people who are connected. They're the people that connect with you, Pisces, because you're also that way, you know. And I feel like this is what's evolving right now for you. There's a lot of motion and a lot of movement. If things have felt a bit sluggish, I feel like this is going to push through here, and something's definitely going to release. But also in that, the power is opportunity, is something coming towards you that is really going to put you in a successful, or feeling a sense of achievement in terms of, you know, where you go next, or what you are wanting to accomplish next. I feel naturally this is just coming towards you, okay? But when I say naturally, it's because you've already planted the seeds, or you're already doing the work. So I'm going to leave it there, dear friend. As always, I'd love to know in the comments below how this connects for you, and I look forward to speaking with you soon. Bye now.